What a lot about competing is about the now. It's right now. It's not later, it's not tomorrow, it's right now. Guys, there's two things we're doing all the time. We're always thinking, we're always breathing. Both of those things are happening all the time. Think about which one of those do you have more control over. Put it this way, guys. If you can slow your breathing down, you can slow your thinking down. If you can slow your thinking down, you're going to conserve energy. You're going to be able to recover. You're going to be more in control of your movements. Your intelligence and awareness is going to increase. All these things just by your breathing, learning how to relax. Really, if I want to learn how to grow my confidence, I have to learn to challenge myself. I have to allow myself to be uncomfortable sometimes. I have to welcome challenges. I have to be bold. Sometimes I got to bite off more than I'm sure I can chew. I got to continue to learn. I got to continue to ask questions. I have to be responsible. I mean, all these things, if you want to grow your confidence, it's going to be about you taking action. How did you get David out of a boxed piece of marble? He said, David was already in the marble. All I had to do was chip away the excess. And how does that relate to you? Well, I'll tell you how it relates to you. Because the freaking competitor or the warrior or whatever it is you want to be, it's already in you. It's already here somewhere. All you got to do is chip away the excess. What's the excess? All these things we're talking about here. The excess and the chipping away happens a little bit at a time. It happens a lot of times when nobody's around, where it's lonely, where it's tired, where it'd be easy to do other things, but yet you are chipping away the excess so you can get down to that David, to that warrior, to that competitor that is in here somewhere. Chipping away the excess. Guys, you get there a little bit at a time. Do not ever think that the little things don't matter. They are all that matters. My question is, what is it that you really want out of this season? I mean, what do you really want out of this next month, out of this next freaking year? You know, everybody in here is in different phases of their career, but I mean crystal clear, what is it that you want? You know, I mean, really deep down, what the hell do you want? What do you really believe you're capable of? And then once you figure that out, guys, one of the most powerful tools in the human personality that a lot of us miss this is making up our mind, is making a decision. Guys, that is one of the most powerful tools in the human personality, when you make up your mind. And I don't mean like, yeah, okay, yep, I'm talking about going down deep and really making that agreement with yourself where you burn the bridges. I'm talking about making up your mind and making a decision where you burn the bridges. I mean, you are that convinced, you are that deep into it that you are going to commit to this. You have made up your mind that, you know what? I've made up my mind. I'm going to wrestle to be a national champion this year. I've made up my mind. I've burnt the bridges behind me. Now it's crystal clear. I don't have to waste any energy anymore about what I'm going to do because I know what I'm going to do. Now I got a clear path. You know, decision. The original meaning of decision is to cut off. That means you might have 8 possibilities in decision. You cut all those off except the one that you commit to. Just the one. And maybe it's the national championship that you commit to, but you don't deviate. Maybe it's All-American you commit to, but you don't freaking deviate. You've made up your mind. You've taken the pressure off yourself now. You know what you need to do every day when you train. You know how you have to think. You know how you have to compete because you've made up your mind. You've made a decision. that I'm all in. You know, you don't have to make up a decision. It's yes or it's no. And I think sometimes as athletes, we got to ask ourselves that and stop pilling around on the fence. Yes or no. What's it going to be? Yes or no. And bring it down to that simple. Bring it down to where it's just simply yes or no. It's yes or no. That's it. And then once you make that decision what it is, now it's real clear about what needs to happen. Paying attention. It's paying attention. Because nobody else is responsible for my thoughts. You know what? I'm responsible for my thoughts. I may not be responsible for what shows up here, but I'm certainly responsible for how long I hold on to whatever shows up here. I know how to change my mind. I can change my mind anytime I want. But is it just a one-time thing and then I feel great? No, I got to work at it like anything else. But you got 24/7 access. And something this powerful and with this much potential, you are going to have to work at it. You are going to have to spend some time to be able to get that body and mind in the right place. But remember, you can freaking have doubts and still prevail. Yeah, you got to go out there and pull the trigger, but you don't have to feel perfect to have success. That's what you strive for. But by God, you can get the job done regardless. I think it's about simple. I think it's keeping freaking things simple. You know, I gotta keep things simple, and especially when it comes to competition, I gotta be as present as I can. What's more present than the next breath? You know, too many guys get to competition and they start thinking about winning and losing. Again, they lose track that, hey, I need to focus on what I can control. What can I control? Very little. I can control my thinking, I can control my breathing. No matter what comes up, no matter what it is, my answer for it is, I'll adjust, or I'll find a way. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not going to turn away from it. I'm never at a place where there's a wall and I can't go any further. My answer for everything is I will adjust, or I'll find a way. I'll do it. And people have been doing it for millions of years. Everybody's capable. There's that David inside everybody, man. If you chip away that excess, it's there.